I, like many of you, can remember sitting in a school classroom daydreaming about whichever video game had my attention at the time, waiting for the school day to end so I could race home and fire up my Xbox 360. And there was something special about this time in gaming history, and I just want to talk more about it. The Xbox 360 generation is the definitive peak of gaming for a large number of gamers. There's no denying this generation saw some of the biggest launches of some of the best games we've ever seen. Though this topic can be the center of debate for some people, as there were some great games that came out in the generations before and the generations since. Now, I want to open up a conversation about the console generations, making comparisons and discussing whether newer gamers have missed out on something special or if the best is yet to come. But first, we must break down the important factors of this generation and talk about why so many people believe without a doubt it is truly the best generation of gaming. I held a poll on the channel asking you what you thought was the best console generation. With 50-something votes at the time of recording this, 360 is the winner by far. So to discuss what makes a great console generation, I categorized the conversation into 3 distinct traits, with the most important one coming towards the end of the video as it builds upon the first 2. Beginning with the console. I have to say this first, the Xbox 360 was an extraordinary piece of machinery, especially for its time. And although Microsoft would like me forget this part, the 360 did not exactly launch this way. No, the year 2005 itself was not free of shaky launches that had fans angry. While not as malicious as implementing loot boxes in a video game meant for children, it was still pretty messy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the first iteration of Microsoft's Xbox that launched on November 22nd, 2005 shipped with a major flaw. And from what I can gather between Microsoft's documentary on Xbox and some other research, there was possibly a last-minute change to the material used to solder the cooling fans into the system. And this change wouldn't be able to be tested before production, meaning that once the product hit consumers' homes and started producing heat, it was found out this solder would weaken, disrupting the fan's ability to cool the system. This caused rampant overheating and error messages, infamously named the Red Ring of Death. Over the next several years, Microsoft scrambled to repair consoles and the trust of their consumers. They released a few other side models that fixed this problem, but the biggest one came in 2010 with the release of the Xbox 360S, and one of the best consoles to ever exist. Personally, I only have experience with an Xbox 360S. My brothers and I did have an original Xbox 360 very briefly before it red ringed and we were back on the old generation waiting for a 360. The Xbox 360S was amazing. I still have my original one that I've logged so many hours on between 2011 and, well, I still use it today. This console is reliable, quiet, sleek, and even now feels a bit futuristic. I know there were plenty of people who disliked the touch buttons, but I always thought they were cool. This console generation also saw a big leap in menu UI in comparison to what came before it, shipping with the ability to be updated via the internet and improved over time. Although the improved part can be subjective, I have a feeling there were plenty of people who would have stuck with the original Blade menu that came on the original 360. Though I never used it. Was it really that good? It looks kind of cool, but did it function well? Let me know in the comments below. The games. Where do I even begin talking about the games of this generation? Lasting 8 years, the longest modern console generation so far, so there were so many amazing, innovative games that were released during this time. The experiences those games provided us gamers is a huge factor to why this era of gaming is remembered so fondly. I mean, we've got Modern Warfare, Halo, Black Ops, Far Cry, Crysis, Grand Theft Auto, Elder Scrolls, Gears of War, Madden, Minecraft, Red Dead Redemption, Fallout, Left 4 Dead, Batman Arkham, Bioshock, Mass Effect, Borderlands, Assassin's Creed, and I could go on. All of these franchises had important releases during this period. It's honestly amazing to look back on. And now, I don't want to go too in-depth on any of the games or series or franchises mentioned in this video, as in the future, I'd like to do some deep dive videos of my favorites. So if that's something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. I wouldn't mind giving game retrospectives or game reviews a try, but I'd like to know if there's an audience for that kind of thing. But okay, back to the games. I mean, we gotta start with Halo 3. This absolute cultural phenomenon was a huge player in this generation. While I personally missed out on the online heights this game reached in 2007, I've heard plenty about it and can see it was something truly special and unique for this generation of gamers. What stands out to me is the way in which Halo 3 launched with so many different features that all worked robustly at launch. A bombastic and grandiose campaign, an engaging multiplayer with robust ranked playlists and social playlists, and its community creation tools such as Forge and Theater Mode. Games just don't release this complete even 16 years later. Also released in 2007 was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, another game I played after the fact, but I've learned over the years of its lasting impact on the gaming industry. This is the game that put COD on the map. Before this game, Call of Duty looked like this. Is there anything else I need to say? Everything Call of Duty would go on to become stemmed from this game's success. This game changed the industry by introducing its in-depth weapon progression system, the ability to earn equipable attachments as you leveled up within the game, or interesting and cool call signs you'd earn by doing goofy tricks or reaching progression milestones. These things we take for granted or pay for today were revolutionary at the time. And I can go on for hours discussing different games that released and raised the bar for the entire industry during this period. And that feeling is a great indicator as to why this generation is so beloved by the gamers who lived it. And I think these two examples kind of sum up the point I'm trying to make of like old games good, new games bad, something like that, I think. And just know, I understand that there were tons of great games that came out during this time. Ones that made the whole generation for you. And I know I probably missed your favorite. So tell me about it below. What was the game that stands out to you from this generation of gaming? Next, we have arguably the most important ingredient to this generation's greatness.
Yeah, the friend. I don't, Raja. I really like you. I'm dead.
I don't appreciate you asking my 10-year-old son about some of the questions you were asking him.
Do you ever remember lobbies being full of active microphones? Playing your favorite online games and having the chance to meet someone new every time? Have you been playing video games for a long time and realize, where the heck is everybody?
The community. What good does having an amazing console to play on and some of the greatest games to ever come out if there's no one to share those experiences with? There's a reason that the Xbox 360 game chat and pre and post game lobbies are revered as legendary to this day. And while I know these could often devolve into ramblings and vulgar trash talk that no rational person would ever want repeated, there was also an immeasurable amount of crucial memories made through these features existing and being fully utilized by the gamers using them. Proof of this can be found in the handful of very popular retrospectives discussing the time when games emphasized the fact that you were playing with real people in your multiplayer matches. And this aspect is missing from today's video games. Game chat has been slowly dying for years, with games either prioritizing solo play or encouraging the adoption of squads that keep their chats isolated to themselves. And I want to clarify, I'm not saying that hopping into a game of Fortnite with a squad of your best friends can't create the type of memories I'm talking about, but the level of social interaction in the 360 era of gaming is something entirely different and something we haven't seen since. And I talk a lot on my channel about the idea that memories made with other people through gaming are powerful and that they're important to gaming as a medium. I believe that the evolution of multiplayer from couch split screen to LAN parties to the early days of online multiplayer, game chats, Xbox Live parties, these are the reasons gaming has been able to hang on and grow into an industry that now brings in more revenue than both movies and music combined. The fact that almost anything in a video game can become a social experience immediately makes it incredibly special.
Always ready with a stunning interface that ran on top of everything, and they came out guns blazing.
We had low price, with high def, with great games, and a product that was great. And so we felt we had a chance that generation.
Yeah, we were riding high, we were celebrating, morale is extremely high.
They had arrived. They had to gain the trust of developers, they had to make a statement with the gamers, they had to show that they belonged at this party, and the 360 was a beautiful iteration of all the lessons that they had learned with the original Xbox.
Now that we've got all of these memories of the 360 era floating around, all of the games we played, all the fun we had, how much we loved the console, let me know your favorite Xbox 360 era memory or favorite social gaming experience in the comments below. And if you've had fun reliving this with me, hit that like button. A unique combination of great hardware, innovative game studios pushing the boundaries of what games can do, and a generation of kids all talking shit to each other over this new thing called the internet may have just been the recipe for the best generation of gaming we've ever seen. And maybe the best we'll ever see. Though the opinion that it has and will only get worse from here is a bit too negative for me. I feel that gaming as a medium still has some surprises in store for us. My takeaway from looking back at the 360 is that it may take another perfect storm of creativity and emerging new technology to create the next golden age of gaming. So as always, thanks for watching.